All right, and we're on. Hey, everybody. This is the episode .5 of the One Scene, One Love podcast. I'm Blake Jones.
And I am Billy Peck.
And we're, like I said, this is the very first one we've ever done. We're trying something new. Basically, the idea is just get anyone from the scene in here to talk about anything and everything.
Yeah, it's very much so like what the founders of One Scene, One Love,
Ashley and Louie.
Correct. They wanted to start this thing that broke down boundaries and cliques and wanted to make our music scene just a tighter community.
A family.
A family, yes. A family of crazy-ass musicians. Not just musicians, but promoters, bar owners, photographers, sound engineers, whatever the case is. If you are musically...
Caterers, if you're listening.
Yeah, I like food. But if you are musically inclined or want to be like... One Scene, One Love is your home to just come together as one. It even says it twice in the title. But we wanted to try and get that vibe out in a different way, and podcasting was that way. That way we can help promote shows, help promote new albums, and play your music from time to time, and really interview people.
Yeah, I mean the whole plan is, like I said, just to get everyone from the scene in here. Right now, there's no one but us. Me and Billy are sitting in my living room. But
in our illustrious studio apartment.
Yeah,
it is an apartment.
I thought you were going to say palace. It's not a palace.
Studio palace.
Sure. But basically, let's start off by telling you a little bit about ourselves. If
Sure.
you don't know who we are, like I said, my name's Blake. I'm currently in the band Desiato. I would say that I've been in the scene, I guess, for maybe 4 or 5 years now. I started off in a band called Calling Cody for a couple years, and then parted ways with them to start Desiato, where I picked up Mr. Tyler Sims, who is also the bassist, at the time was the bassist for Rhetoric, and is now the bassist for my band and another band called Sovereignty. And I also picked up Mr. Aaron Rowe, who is also the drummer for a band you may know called The Impulsive. But like I said, I've been doing this for probably about 5 years now, and met a lot of great people. A lot of weirdos too. But and it's been really cool just to talk to people and hear their stories, and that's kind of what I wanted to do with this, was get those same people in here so that everyone else could hear those stories, because not everyone gets the chance to sit down and talk one-on-one with the band members.
And even just listening to what you're saying, like, I don't know a ton about you and what you've done, and
I'm very mysterious.
Well, but like that's what the point of this is like, I'm just sitting back, like, in what your story was the very basic version of it, but I was having fun listening to, like, oh yeah, that's really cool, and there's the connection with these other bands, and that is what this is about. For myself, I've been in the scene for like 15 years.
You are old balls, man.
I'm not. How old are you?
How old are you?
I asked you first.
28?
I'm 30. I'm 2 years older than you.
So I'm the newbie.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
Weird, like I feel like a veteran in certain cases, and I feel like there's people that are like way beyond what I've even done.
I totally thought you were going to throw me for a loop and tell me you were like 39.
Are you, what?
I don't. Some people look really young.
39.
Continue.
I've just been playing live for like 15 years. Since I was 15. Half my life or something like that.
Right about math.
I'm terrible at math. But anyway.
That's not what this podcast is
correct.
about. We won't make you do math. And we won't either.
I started out playing with some cover bands being 15 years old and
Punk?
Well, I did play in a punk band, but so first, like, it was some cover bands. Some were with other guys from high school, and then from there, like, I started playing with older people who were like 39 and 40 and stuff when I was 15 years old. So I was playing in the bars at those times, and segued from the cover scene into playing original music with
Writing your own stuff.
Yeah, with a band called The Styles, which was a punk band.
Nice.
And through there, playing shows with other bands, learning meeting new people, and whatever. I got into the band Ox 45, which was one of the bigger bands in town at that time. We eventually turned our name into Sin, which is where I broke or cut my teeth most of the time with touring and recording and really writing. Like, that's where I got my big thing.
Nice.
And I was in that band for 8 years.
Awesome.
And did a lot of really awesome things. And then as I moved out of there, I became kind of more a musician for hire. I put air quotes up because we don't really get paid.
Yeah.
But I did shows with Cursed by Moonlight. I played with Black on High.
I think I saw at least one of those Cursed by Moonlight shows.
Yeah. Then I started playing with Johnny Legion, and I started playing with all these different bands, and then I just through this weird coincidence that we can tell this story another time, but I started playing with Before I Burn, and that's where I'm at now, and having a great time with those guys, and playing some different music and recording, and some really great shows coming up. So yeah, that's
you.
The long-winded short version story of of what
of
I
Billy
am.
Peck.
Correct.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
So, other than just stuff about us, we're also going to try to do, just as a kind of a throwback to what we were saying before, as well as bringing people in here, not just musicians, but
Correct.
we want to talk to. We're going to bring in promoters. We're gonna talk to people who run venues, to basically anyone. Hopefully, we can get some sound guys in here.
Yeah, for sure.
Just anyone and everyone that can chime in on anything music related, and kind of what just to make a correction to what Billy said before. I don't think he gave me a look. I wouldn't say that these are ever going to be interviews. They're
you're right.
They're going to be chats, or it's kind of what we want it to be very informal, kind of just
for sure.
hanging out with
it's
the
hanging
people,
out. It's
and,
storytelling.
I mean, we'll ask questions, but it's not.
Yeah.
We're not writing anything down.
No.
I don't have a list of questions.
No.
We're not going to do that. I mean, it's basically I'm inviting people into my home and saying, "Hey, man, come chill with us for an hour
Right.
and just talk to us." I mean, it's going to be one long conversation where one thing flows into the next, and I'm sure we'll talk about some real stupid shit sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And there'll be just goofy stuff, but the whole point is to get to know these people and their not only their opinions on the scene and that sort of thing, but just them as people and who they are.
Yep. Yeah, no, you're completely right. It's not going to be interview format. It's not going to be like Morning Zoo Radio. Hey, this is so-and-so from this band, and what's it like playing on stage for people?
I had the fart sound effects ready. Just press the button.
Yeah.
Or the auga horn.
Yeah.
I need that one.
The bloop.
No one's going to get that joke.
Maybe
Shane,
two people.
Shane might. I'm really sorry, Shane. Anyway, so the next part is what we wanted to do was just kind of talk about a few, we're not actually sure when this one's going to get out. It's 7:30 on Saturday night right now. The 19th.
What's Saturday night? Yes, March 19th, 2016.
Yes, just in case anyone from the future is listening. So we're not sure when this one's going to get out, but we're going to try to throw out some future coming up shows that people might be interested in. And one of the first ones coming up, I might be a bit biased towards because it's my show.
Correct.
Down in Lincoln on March 24th, Desiato is playing with When Towers Fall, Awaiting Eli, and the ever legendary Saul. And
Correct.
It's going to be a fucking awesome show. We were super honored just to even get asked. They were like, hey, do you guys want to open this show? And we were like, yes, absolutely, yes.
Where's it at?
That is at the Vega.
All right.
The Vega down in Lincoln, March 24th.
Yep.
Now I believe you also have a show coming up.
I do.
That might be a little bit bigger.
Yeah. It's March 30th at Sokol Underground, and it's my band Before I Burn, and we are opening up for Trapped. We are very excited for this show. It's the band's first time ever opening up for a national act.
Nice.
And the touring support is Super Bob and Source.
I've actually heard of Super Bob before.
Yeah, me too.
Like they're pretty good.
Cool. And then also on the bill is Anthems, Flux Amok, and Born on a Leap Year.
Oh, Anthems is so good. I love those guys.
Yeah,
and actually, so is Flux Amok's really good too.
Yeah, it should be a really fun night. Like I said, March 30th, Sokol Underground, Trapped. Yeah.
There are, let's see, obviously there are shows every day of the week. The next one that I was thinking of is there's one at the Slowdown on April 1st, which is Black Velvet, Through the Stone, and I think Flux Amok is also on that one.
Okay.
And that's going to be just crazy good. Other than that, I know that I'm pretty sure, obviously, Barley Street does open mics all the time. I think the Down Under is doing Metal Mondays.
I was just going to say on March 28th is a Metal Monday
is
at
that
the Down Under.
Is that the one with Mirrors?
Mirrors, Parasitical, and then a friend of mine's band. I mean, we all end up having friends in every band. But I wanted to make this more of a point because it's the band's debut. It's War Breather.
Oh,
And it's my friend Dustin Luce. He used to be in Deathicon or Deathicon, however you wanted to say that, and he used to work at Hot Topic. Like he's been around the scene for a while, but he's got his new band War Breather, who's going to be making their debut that night.
I got invited to the event. I just remember thinking that is a badass band name.
Yeah.
Like that's so fucking metal. And that the Metal Mondays are actually organized by my friend Ryan Lieb, who is the guitarist and vocalist for Sovereignty.
Okay.
My Desiato's bassist Tyler's other band.
So incestuous.
Oh man, we're just we're a big pile of musicians. Just
yep. and then the big local show. I mean, they all have an importance, but the one that's really been getting some traction is March 26th.
That is exactly a week from today. Probably starting a week from today in about half an hour to an hour is the CD release party for The Impulsive.
Correct.
And I believe the lineup on that is When Towers Fall. Am I wrong?
Yes, they are on it.
And When Towers Fall. Oh shit! Who else is on the bill? I forgot. I'm sorry.
You
I don't have the thing.
it.
You have the thing in front of you.
We have We Be Lions.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cody. I'm so sorry.
And then Forever Endeavor.
Oh yeah, I've seen Forever Endeavor a couple times. They're good.
Yep. So yeah, that's said. That's not giving that one like the major hype. Because they all have their importance, but like that's the one that's really
I mean, it's been long in the making. I mean, as far as just them recording the album and doing all that stuff. So I mean, definitely do not miss that one. Like Billy said, it's Saturday, March 26th. The CD release for The Impulsive, and actually, the next episode of this podcast, we should be having Shane from The Impulsive and Probably
any interchangeable members.
One of those other fucking guys, probably.
Maybe. Heck, they may not show up at all.
I can do a really good impression of Shane. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
We'll cut to me. Put in a clip of his voice in there.
You know what we could totally do is if for some odd reason like none of them show up, we could
like I'm really smelly or something.
We could get the drummer from Desiato in your band to play the role of a member of the Impulsive.
I feel like he's a good actor. He could definitely do that.
Yep.
He could absolutely pull that off. Definitely.
So yeah, we could keep this going on and on. We're at the about 16-minute mark. So
I think we overshot a little bit, but that's all right.
Whatever,
yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Well,
it's totally gonna happen.
The rest of the episodes are gonna be about an hour, but at least in those ones we'll get to hear other people than us.
And you know
talk,
what?
So
let's make this like a 20-minute episode, and let's talk about how the idea of this came up. Which we gave you the basics of, like, we wanted to get people involved in the scene. We want to really help promote. People listen to podcasts on their commute to work, while they're at work, while they're mowing the lawn. I mean, whatever the case is, like, these are your times to be able to hear about the people that you're interested in. And, you know, hopefully Blake and I have enough friends and people that you're interested enough in what we have to say that we can get other people in here that maybe you don't know a lot about, or, you know, whatever, and you can learn some new things about other bands or musical aspects that you can learn more about it and be like, oh wow, I didn't know that, or I didn't know this band, and now I'm really interested in it.
Yeah, and I mean the whole thing I think that really sparked the idea was,
which really came from Blake in the beginning.
I mean, it was just being part of One Scene One Love was cool and everything.
Yes.
I mean, you get to go to the meetups and meet people and hang out and do all the cool stuff and whatnot. But what occurred to me was that there are a lot of people, whether they're fans or musicians or members of, you know, other bands or whatever, that either maybe have not met or hung out with members of another band that either they like or that they respect, and that I kind of realized that I had met so many people that I'd become friends with, that I had these, like, you know, these closer moments with, that were either goofy or silly or outrageous or whatever. Just those little things that most people don't get to experience. And so I was like, I could easily bring people in here and just sit them down for an hour, and it's going to be me and them just shooting the shit.
Right.
But if we broadcast that to people, it makes everyone else feel like they got to be part of knowing that person. It's not, like I said, it not being an interview is probably the biggest thing, that no one wants to hear someone answer a list of questions. What people want to hear is they want to see the real person. Everyone's seen the person in the band up on stage. You know their music, you've seen them rock out, you know the rock star them.
Right.
But when they get off the stage and they come back, and, you know, they come back to the bar and I hand them a beer and I start shooting the shit with them, that's an experience that I get that not a lot of other people get, just because either you're off to see the next band, or you're not friendly enough with them to approach them, or you're a starstruck fan that maybe doesn't want to approach them, or whatever the case may be. That it's like, let's get that experience that I've had and give it to other people. You know, that was kind of the idea behind this.
And case in point with what you were saying, like, I mean, you and I, you know, like, we've never, you know, been, like, great friends, but
I fucking hate this guy.
But, like, we've known who each other are for probably a couple years now.
At least a couple years.
Yeah, and a lot of that was just, like, running into each other at shows. And, I mean, to be honest, like, the first couple times I had met you, like, I just thought you were a guy that went out to shows. I didn't even know you played.
Exactly.
And, like, you were always, like, so nice to, like, approach me, where, like, a lot of times, like, I might be that guy that, like, I'm really not trying to be rude, but I'm not always the conversation starter.
Exactly. And a lot of people
what breaking these walls are, you know, breaking them down is, you know, when we're at shows and, you know, you're in show mode, like, I know a lot of times, like, yeah, I'm in show mode. I'm going to be playing, like, I may not be the most apt to go out and like just be like super like animated with people, because like I'm like finding my own center of like,
You're in the zone.
yeah, and like I'm preparing myself for stage, and a lot of times like sometimes people might think like, oh, that guy's a dick and doesn't, you know, talk to anybody, or doesn't want to
Yeah.
talk to me, or he's
Yeah.
unapproachable, or, you know, like that. So this is what the One Scene One Love thing completely is about, and that's why I feel like you know, over time, like you and I have started to get a little closer, and like through the One Scene One Love thing, like now we are together and we're doing this.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, you know, we didn't start as like great or best friends. You know, we like just kind of knew who each other were, and now we're doing this podcast together.
Okay,
and I think that's
do a
really,
podcast?
yeah, and that's how this can
That
be.
pretty much was.
Because I run another podcast doing commentaries for comic book films,
And I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. So.
and you didn't know, and you're like, hey, you know, like, what does it take to run a podcast? And I'm like, I'll show you, you know, I'll set you up, it's super easy. And then
He
you're like,
really just had a microphone, that's why I invited
and he's
him.
like, hey, you want to just do it? I'm like, yeah. Let's duet.
Let's.
So anyway, that's
That's kind of the gist of where we come from, who we are, what this is supposed to be. Yeah, that's kind of everything. And last but not least, we have to plug real quick the One
Yes.
Scene, One Love Musician Roulette coming up April 10th. It is at Alchemy. It's going to be... How it's going to work is it's a normal One Scene, One Love event where everyone will come. We're going to have equipment set up for an open jam.
right.
How-
And the first, whoa, puberty.
Are you sure you're 29?
30.
30. Whatever.
30 even. Anyway, yes, that won't be so much of the rule or whatever of the musician roulette. It'll be just more regular jam, hang out, get together, and through that event, we will do the names in a bucket or whatever.
Right.
Blake in guitar, me in guitar or bass or whatever. Whatever you play, you put your name in that bucket.
Basically, we form bands of random people.
Correct.
And those people have, I think, about a month to practice
Yeah.
a few songs.
Practice together, practice on your own,
However
whatever.
you want.
You guys, as your new made-up band for the night, you choose your songs, and we might even throw in some wacky song for you to learn.
Hopefully.
And then you do whatever it takes for you guys to figure out how you want to do it, and then bring it to the next event in
And
May.
Yeah, it's May. I don't have the date right
That's
now.
okay. Go to Facebook, search One Scene, One Love.
You will
I'm
find
sure
it.
it'll come up. There's a fancy video that Ashley put together that's awesome.
So you can actually see our gross faces.
Yep.
We're in that too. We're everywhere.
So,
But yeah, I think that's about it. So we will we'll sign off here.
hey, I just realized, like, this just popped in my head. I'm going to throw a little competition out there for the listeners.
Go for it.
We know a lot of, like, this is going to be being listened to, words, by musicians and things of that nature, I would imagine.
I would hope so.
We don't have an intro. Like, a little, like...
We do not.
Like, 15,
Ooh, I
like,
like this
30 second intro.
Oh, like, yeah. Like 15 to 30.
15 to a minute. Probably a minute's too long.
That might be a little.
but we'll meet in the middle, say
No,
around
that's-
like
that's-
30,
that's a
15
great
to 30
idea.
seconds. Hey, people come up with different things, and we'll put them as our intro.
Yeah, so do work so we don't have to.
Yeah, we're doing this for you. What are you gonna do for us?
Yeah, man. You can. Come on.
Anyway, you totally don't have to, but if somebody feels kind enough that you're
Yeah,
like, hey, let's make up an intro for them,
It'd be pretty amazing.
that'd be pretty cool.
Right on.
And send it to either one of us. Send it to the One Scene, One Love page. We'll have a email at some point, but we don't at the current moment. I could tell you what a fake email would be that we're going to set up, but then it's probably taken and you're going to send it to someone else, so never mind.
We'll set one up later.
Correct. But anyway, thank you. This is the One Scene, One Love podcast for the Omaha, Nebraska area, and soon to be growing.
One scene, one love.
You're Blake.
And you're Billy.
See ya.